GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. Action, Dabatola, Toki in the zone. Breaking down the latest, straight to your phone. From Web 2 shifts to Web the waves. News, deep dives, hot takes for days. Tech's evolving, the world's in spin. Markets move, let's lock it in. Gen Z's here, no time to snooze. Tune in now, get the news. GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show.
GM, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining us this morning. There is a lot going on in the market. We're finally seeing some upward action in Bitcoin and some of our favorite alts, which is great. There is a bunch of things in the news that's probably causing this, and we'll see how long this is going to last. But you're going to have to hold on tight here because you just never know what's going to happen with the market. Action, my man, how you doing this morning? It is awesome to have you here and streaming with you as always. And we're live on my YouTube and on Genzio's account. And you are tapped in. What's good, my man?
Well, what's good is that y'all got to remember to make sure y'all smash that like button and share this video out so that people can actually find it. Algorithm is not yet kind to Mr. Dabatola over here, but we're going to get there with your help. I know it sounds silly for me to say it, but I will do it every time because it actually works. You don't get anything unless you ask for it. And this is me asking you to go ahead and smash that like button. Make sure you're sharing this video out. Yeah, dude, always excited to stream with you. Like, you always have not only hot takes, but you're like Mr. Debbie Downer lately, which has been phenomenal.
You know, it's sort of funny that you say that because I was in, well, maybe you were lurking in the space this morning and you heard me. But you know, I don't like to be a downer. I want to consider it being more of a realist.
You said that yesterday too.
Yeah, and the thing is that a lot of people get wound up with the hopium. And look, I have it in the long term, and I think it's good to be positive, but I don't want people to also be delusional, right? And you don't want to put in money and invest money that you can't afford to lose. You don't want to be shaken out during rough times, you know. So you just got to go about this with a level head here, and do your research, and like I said, just take it easy here. And I'm more of a realist, so I don't want to be like, hey, we're going to be at 130,000 by the end of the month and get all gassed up. That's what gets clicks. That's what gets views. Are you not?
Well, I mean, I could just clickbait people into oblivion here.
Look, I mean, maybe we could clickbait a little, like we're going to 1 million, sure. And will.
I'll make sure
eventually.
I'll make sure to do like.
So we'll get there, right? For Bitcoin eventually. It's like, but I think people want to know. They're more concerned with not Bitcoin at 1 million a year, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is. They're looking at how am I going to make money now, right? So as much as we have fun and we do this, people are looking at how they can make money, and some are trading it on the day-to-day. Some people have plans that are a little bit longer. And, you just got to, like I said, you Gotta be careful.
I
It
mean,
gets
yeah,
choppy.
I was having a conversation with my wife yesterday about this. So I'm planning to live to be at about 175. So I still got a long ways to go. Lots of opportunities out there. I love
Well,
how you just smirk like you're an idiot. Thank you.
no,
Thank you.
no. I mean, there's lots of cycles. I mean, it's hard to imagine like what will we be or where will we be in 20 years as far as blockchain, crypto? Will there be some sort of new evolution of blockchain in its entirety? Probably. Is I getting choppy?
No, your
Oh,
screen in the back just died for a second and came back on. You were smooth though.
oh, nice. I guess all the monitors adjusting from my settings. But anyways, so look, here. Let's pull it up real quick. How do we?
All right, I just pulled it up. Your stream. I only see 3 likes on it. There's something wrong.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about adding. I want to add to the stage here. Let's see. I think
You're up here, dude. You're
perfect.
There. I got you.
This is where I really wanted to start because exciting where we haven't broke over 90,000 for Bitcoin in quite some time. Say weeks.
Quite some time.
Yeah. So we almost got to 91.5. A lot of people are saying that this is like, resistance is around 90. We break 90 that we would rip. There was a little bit of an indicator as we did cross that. And like I said, we got to basically 91.5. But now we're sitting at just under 91. From here, I'd hope that we stabilize a little bit and then go for another leg up. I think the biggest variable out of everything with the market and with the way the charts move is announcements that tend to get made by Trump, the White House, governments, or China, or whoever else.
There it is.
We plugged them.
I'm doing bingo right now. If y'all don't realize, like I'm just gonna start
Where's
publishing my
Toki?
bingo card.
Where's Toki?
Yeah, Toki isn't here to talk about China anymore, but yeah, I'm sure he'd love to do that.
But no, anything that's mentioned with this, if there's any sort of change or proposal, you see the market react instantly, right?
Instantly.
So all it takes is a tweet, a few words that get out on the news, something posted on Truth Social by the president, and this could go either up or down. Now, we've heard, at least I have, I'm sure you have, action with Powell. Now, Trump has not been making flattering comments about him. He does not like him. I believe this is just mainly because he wants to see interest rates get cut and maybe have that spur something with our economy here, right? Powell did not seem initially that he was leaning that way to make these cuts. So do we see a situation where the cuts have to come for him to continue and stay in his position, or is he going to be forced out? I mean, I'm not sure if the president has the ability, I don't think, to fire him, but will he get pushed out for? Does he?
He does. Yeah.
Because I'm curious if that's the thing. It's like you don't listen or play ball and try to go with their bigger economic plan that they're trying to do here, that you just kind of go away and lose your position.
Yeah, because what it boils down to is that the president actually nominates a chair for the Federal Reserve. People don't realize that, but like by law, it's the president who has the say. It's under the executive branch. People seem to think that like things are just done willy-nilly. No. Like if it's under the executive branch, the president can technically fire you. Yes, there's a bunch of injunctions that came out like you can't do this. No, but he can't. he actually can.
Well, that's whether you can or you can't. I feel like the administration, whether when he was in last time or this time, is sort of just going to push forward and do it regardless, and then just see where the dust settles or what happens. And I believe, like, even with I don't want to get too political, but even with immigration and flying,
what do you mean get too political? That's impossible now.
They deported a bunch of people to that jail down in South America or whatnot, like, and yeah, in El Salvador. And I'm pretty sure just did that regardless of, hey, you can't do that. And, look where we are now. So it is what it is. I think that, like most people, I just want to see number go up. A lot of us have been through a couple cycles or just been through this last bear, and we've all been waiting for a parabolic move. We've all been waiting to see alts that we've had get to new all-time highs. I think a little bit of that has changed with our landscape. I don't think we're going to see all our alts go to all-time highs again. A lot of them are still at all-time lows, even with Bitcoin at 90,000. But still bullish on Bitcoin and crypto overall, but expectations have changed a little here. And, I don't know. I think we're going to still early, but man, it's been a rough bear. It's been a rough bear market. And even quote unquote, this bull run has been kind of rough.
Kind of rough. Yeah. That's
from when the president gets elected to, was that January, things are just going insane through the holidays to then 30% drop. And now everyone's kind of hoping we're going to continue this way up, maybe push to, I'll even say it, maybe a new all-time high this May. I don't know.
That's a jerk move right there, bro. I need a statement from Powell so I can buy ETH at 1.4K again. Appreciate that.
You know what? What's crazy with that statement is that when ETH dropped, like, what was it, under 3 or 20? I forget what it was one time. I'm like, oh, this can't go much lower. Like where we're on the cycle. I'll just buy a couple just so, I have it. It's bound to go up to 35 or 4 again when the market starts moving. What happens? Goes down to like 1,1500 and, down a little bit, but I still think we'll get rebound.
I know you love your charts and stuff. Yeah. So here, I'm going to put your screen up so I can share mine. Since you said that you want to get political, how do you explain this chart?
Uh-oh. I'm trying to look at the years. 12.
So 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024. Blue is obviously Democrats and red is Republicans.
How do I feel about the chart?
Like, how do you explain that big outlier in 2020? It's nearly, yeah.
It doesn't surprise me. Look, why? You know why? I know people. See, that's the thing. It's like I'm independent, right? And I know people that I guess consider themselves independent, but most kind of view that as being liberal. And I tend to see a lot more independents that I know have voted more Democratic over previous elections. I think with this election and just everything that happened, most of them just didn't go out and vote.
Bro, it's 40 million votes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really think that that's like a legitimate 40 million votes right there?
Pull up votes for the history of voting. Has there been any more total votes than that? I mean, there hasn't. So, but you also got to look at just total votes between both Democrat and Republican there. How many, you're right. It's a ridiculous amount. And they both look kind of gassed up. And that was a very, very heated election. I think this one wasn't drawn out. There wasn't like a year of name calling and all this news and these crazy headlines. Things were kind of calm. And then the election happened. In my mind, this election cycle for us was one of the calmer, like less outspoken ones. And I know a lot of people who didn't go and vote at all, didn't go vote one way. They're just like, and a lot of the time, I think, at least in my lifetime and more so recently, I think we've seen a lot of, we go very left or one direction and then we overcompensate, I feel, and then we're leaning really hard to the right, and we're just keep going back and forth. And you can see that how we keep, with our elections. So
here's why I like this freaks me out. There were technically just about 168 million people
that can vote
in 2020.
And this says what? Nearly all of them voted? Pretty much
13 million shy of all of them. That's
impossible.
There it is.
I mean, I'm going to say it is that has to be impossible. There's skewed data or something somewhere because, I mean,
No, those are the votes that were counted. Like
you
this
can't
is like,
even you can't even get that close of odds to like, on your own street or in your friend group. I mean, it's just,
exactly.
I mean, people have obligations. There's probably more people traveling that didn't early vote or send in absentee ballots that are out of state.
Multiple absentee ballots.
No, no, but I'm just saying, like, think about it. Like let's say it's the first week of November and it's voting, and we had to go to some crypto conference or something, and then we're gone. If we didn't like vote early or send something in, then we wouldn't have voted. I already see that the difference in the number of people there are probably the amount of people in this country that were on vacation or traveling that didn't even vote. Yeah. That's assuming everyone else did. I mean, you know what? Let's steer this towards, what fixes this?
Oh, blockchain.
My guy. Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for.
I was really hoping you were going to get there.
No, it does. And this is though, oh man, this is a slippery slope. This is a slippery slope because my mind's already.
Just because like I did not tell Scott I was going to say any of this. And my goal was to get him to say exactly what he said. So excellent.
Yeah. Well, look, it does solve it, but this will go back. We'll go back to a conversation for anyone who's joining us yesterday. And I think we brought up about BlackRock and the RWA and their own token. And we saw that there was just that one article. I didn't see any more about it. But if you're a big player like that, why wouldn't you just start your own chain, your own stuff, not use anyone else's? So if you're doing that, right, you don't necessarily have to be this decentralized chain, right? I mean, like, what do they care? So,
I mean, the main thing as far as
something
like that done is like making sure that you have the right people.
So no, with that kind of money, you could find the right people, you could fund the right resources and everything you need to do it.
I'm talking about like legitimately know that that person's supposed to be casting a ballot. That's what I mean. It's counted one for one.
No. But what I'm saying is that with that BlackRock example, doing their own chain or whatever, who's not to say that yes, blockchain could fix elections, right?
Yeah.
But who's not to say that the government or somebody else is designing that and it's not fully decentralized or whatever the thing is, and there's some sort of hiccup in that.
I don't care if it's decentralized at all.
As long as I get what you're saying, as long as everything is tracked,
transparent
and transparent. Yes.
Like, is it auditable, right? I think that we get this conflated idea of like, all right, well, blockchain technology needs to be decentralized, needs to be this, needs to be that. No,
it's got to be transparent.
Not all of it has to be exactly the same. You need it to meet a few standards. Part of that, yes, you definitely want it to be transparent, where it's an actual open database. That's what it boils down to. That's what I would care about most, is ensuring that everyone has full access to see what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, look, I love crypto, I love blockchain, love Web3, right? But there is some sort of stuff with transparency that is a little bit uneasy, or makes me feel a little uneasy. I don't know, like me and you, right? We're close. We could sit, have a beer, whatever, hang out, and talk politics and talk about, hey, I voted for so and so, and you're like, I vote. It doesn't matter whether we voted the same person. We could actually talk about that, and I will tell you, there is plenty of other people that I might be in a group setting, and people might be saying that, but I might not want to tell who I voted for because I know the audience, and maybe there's somebody there that I'm just going to have to engage in a conversation about that, right? So now with all this transparency,
stupid people, I get it.
So with all this transparency, no, it's just sometimes you don't want to talk about the stuff, or you just don't. It's like, who cares who I voted for, right?
I'm with you.
So with the transparency with that, or bigger financial transactions, like say purchases of, I don't know, I'm just going to say, or medical or something, are these all things that you want people who have a little bit of knowledge to be able to sniff out and see? Like I would want some of that not transparent.
Okay, so okay. So
So we
there's
need,
definitely there's obfuscation of data. I'm not
yeah,
saying
yeah,
that we should be putting out there, hey, social security number voted this
yeah,
way. Like that's not what I'm
exactly.
talking about. I'm
No,
talking
no,
about transparency where you can actually track how many people are registered to vote in this area. Great. Let's cross-reference the number of people that actually voted.
that actually did vote. No,
Yeah,
I would
that's the
think
sort of thing
that
that I'm talking
without
about.
with having a layer and not making your data public, you could still, or transparent, you could still actually have accountability with the blockchain on that person if they're registered and it's them. Same with doing taxes. Why isn't taxes and lots of other stuff, you know, modernized? Instead, it was hire 80,000 people, fire 80,000 people. How about let's just, if you, instead of getting rid of necessarily a system, why don't we just get the smartest, best people and utilize the newest technologies to make it more efficient, right? And make it, you know, I don't know. Doesn't matter who you voted for. Trump is who's president. Oh yeah, no, he is. I don't think we're Blue. I don't think we're arguing here on unnecessarily the vote stuff. It's
I'm
more,
arguing the fact that this system is freaking broken and we
no,
have the means to
exactly.
fix it and we haven't yet. That's all I'm talking about. Has nothing to do with who's in power or not.
Well, a little bit it does, because with the right people in power, you'll get people who want to fix this, and you'll get people who are open-minded to the technology. With the wrong people in power, they might shut down blockchain, Web3, and people from exploring all the benefits of it. You know, so it does matter a little. But this is where we're at now. There's a lot of positive things for crypto. I just think that, you know, there's lots of stuff said in the news that keep it as volatile as we've all been warned as to why not to get involved in crypto from the news and from big media over all the years up until recently. It was like, it's a scam, it's too volatile, you'll lose your money, blah 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 blah, right? Well, it's still volatile, but now everyone's able to purchase.
Oh, that's a great question. So Trump wants to fix it. Are we missing something? Yeah, we're missing something. We're missing the willingness of the rest of Congress and everyone who's actually in power to actually get this done. That's what we're missing.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, it'll take a little time, but we're going to, change will take time, and it will multiply.
Bro, you got to take a little time. A little time to think things over. You got to read between the lines. Just in case I need it when I'm older. No.
Don't. There's some song lyrics you're
in
reciting.
My life, there's been heartache and pain. Sorry. That's Foreigner, by the way, if you're wondering what that is.
Oh. Like a jukebox over here. God, what were we saying? We're talking about Trump for a second on we missing that. Oh, and I had a thought, and now it just escaped me, that had to actually do with all of that. Let me see if I had it in an article here, being that we are talking a little bit. All right. So you know what? Since we are talking about him, let's no, that's not how to do this. Nope, that's not how to do it. Action's got all this stuff set up for me.
Please, just share the screen. I'll fix it. Just share it. You're fine. You share yours, not mine.
I'm trying to. Oh, now we're okay. Since we were talking about Trump, so I thought this was pretty interesting with crypto.com. So they're going to do a made in America crypto related ETF, and crypto.com is behind this. Did you see this at all? Action? Did you hear about this?
No, but I like it.
Let's see. I didn't go through it, but this is crazy that it's going to be here. The ETFs are expected to compromise various digital assets and securities with a made in America focus. So all of those tokens, I'm assuming we've heard about, you know, since the election, Hedera, so on and so forth. Maybe they all get packaged into this.
That's why they listed Cadena.
So, yeah, no, Made America ETFs expected to launch this year, pending regulatory approval. Expect to be widely available international, US, Europe, Asia, across platforms, brokerage, but mainly available through Crypto.com's broker deal, Forest Capital US LLC. So I know with Forest Capital, they're also behind, I believe, a few IRAs, I Trust, a couple others. So that's
the one that comes to mind. Yeah.
Yeah. So that means that if this happens and they're behind it, it's going to be available to a lot of us who use these platforms, which is good. So this is interesting to see. I'm really curious which ones get bundled in this, and yeah, really. I mean,
this is
what do you think?
This is good.
Hope
Good.
Adara.
Maybe Toki's dream for XRP will come.
Oh, you know what? XRP would be in there. That's Blue's favorite. We have mixed XRP, Hedera, a couple others, right? Be rocking and rolling.
I mean, there are plenty of large ones that would get integrated, but I think only the larger ones, because what I've seen happen lately is people haven't really even tried. Like, if you haven't been around that long, people are just going offshore, dude. Like, they're like not claiming it to be a US based company just because of the lack of regulatory clarity. And I think that's the hardest thing. What we really, really need is to ensure that people can feel safe to put out a product that they can, not worry about being persecuted, I guess the best way to say it. So,
so in the chat, Blue is asking, who decides what coins go into it? And yes, Toki is an XRP fanboy.
GM.
We were joking in a Telegram chat about, XRP to 100, and I'm like, I'll make this parody account that just makes ridiculous calls. It'll be funny. But then I looked at the market cap of what it was at, like 2 and change. It was like, what, 120 billion? Could you imagine a 50x what the market cap is? Trillions, like 5 trillion or more, to get to that. And there's lots of people that aren't, I want to say, like daily crypto people like us that have bought XRP several years ago. And I know lots of my friends who run into them and they're like, oh, XRP is going to 500. But the thing is that they don't know anything about market cap or tokenomics or whatever. They
don't get
seeing
how high
hype
here to go for it to get there.
Exactly. And look, you just got to do your own research. I do think, though, I'm not going to lie, I do think that anybody who has bought at this price, even now, even when it reached its, I guess, height a couple months ago, I think it's still going to make a decent amount of money if the cycle plays out like we all hope it should. So I actually hold a little bit of XRP, but I am no XRP maxi.
You're not a max of any sort. Let's be serious.
Not really. I mean, some people joke with me about that, like I might be a Polkadot maxi, but you never see me tweet or really even talk about Polkadot much. I do hold a good amount of Polkadot. I'm not a maxi at whatnot. I mean, when you get it at like $3 and change, even now it's like at its all-time low, it's still 3-4x it if it gets back to what it did a year ago. You don't need to be going for those 10, 50, 100x's. People see profit and loss fake screenshots on Twitter and or
those are
Instagram and on social media,
sad.
and then everyone's chasing this like, oh, I'm going to throw in $20 and try to turn it into $2 million. Or I'm going to put $1,000 in it. It's like, look, there's no harm. There's nothing wrong with taking some profits, take a few chips off the table. I mean, and look at right now, we're seeing Bitcoin's 90,600. We have a little bit of the red candle coming down, but I think we'll just balance out somewhere here, float around 90s. And unless there's anything major in the news to push it one way or the other, maybe we just got to consolidate here for a few.
No,
beginning of the week.
You're dead on about that.
We're sort of the beginning of the week. It's Tuesday. My days just all blend together.
Oh, dude,
when you don't sleep.
I'm a hot mess right now as far as days are concerned, especially with the trip coming up. It's wild.
Yeah, you know what? Let's pivot to that for a second. So I had said this on a space earlier today. So we're going to be out in Dubai for the entire week. I think there's an RWA event or conference. There's something else earlier in the week. And then the two main ones are Token and SWI Basecamp. If there's any of you that cannot make it out to Dubai, and would like us to visit a booth that you know is there, try to meet up with someone to get an interview, regardless of which conference it's at, let us know, because we stream every day. We go to the chat. We like to, talk about, this isn't for us. This is for all of us, for the community. And there's just so many people I know that would love to get to one of these conferences. And even if you could afford and fly and spend $1,000 or $2,000 on a ticket, on your plane ticket and everything, then there's the cost of the conference tickets, which could range from, 500 plus to into the thousands. So please leverage us, utilize us, go to the token website, go to Swee's Basecamp website, see who's speaking, see who's present. Comment on any of our videos, shoot us DMs, hit us up on Telegram, and we will try to make it happen. And also, just because we're going to be traveling and there next week does not mean that we are going to stop being live.
Wait, what?
We're going to be live from Dubai, and we're going to try to keep it the same time. Now, with the time difference, it's about 9 hours. So instead of a studio or maybe the Airbnb, we might just be at one of the hottest events for the night and streaming. And as a special, I think on Friday, our Friday GM live show is going to be a combination. It is actually going to be not this Friday, the next Friday, a KC commentating desk stream at the Karate Combat fight, as well as with the time difference, a little GM. So you guys are going to get to wake up and see people beat each other up towards the tail end of our Dubai trip.
You know what? I would love to hear from people if they want a new, countdown song. I'm really curious about that one, just because like we have a banging one. Let's be serious here. Like, I love it. It's definitely one of those highlight things, but like, should we change it? Should we keep it fresh? Should we keep everybody on their toes? Just because I don't think it gets enough, it doesn't get enough love. I will say that. Like, that is the one thing, because I listen to it and I'm like, it's usually getting me in the right frame of mind, but like, should we have a custom one, a Habibi version?
Maybe.
I mean, we have until Friday to sort this out. Then we can just put, Toki on it to make it happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, Toki and I are on the same flight. He'll probably just be making music or AI music the entire time.
I mean, what else could you ask for? You know what I mean?
Oh, so
guess what I'm doing, Scott?
You are editing a video while we are
I am
live.
editing a video while I'm on here with you. I'm sure you can tell because I'm like halfway paying attention to things. But yeah, my goal is over the next 20 minutes to finish it, export it, and actually play it here before I share it out on anywhere else. What do you think?
Yeah, if you can make it happen,
I can make it
let's
happen.
make it happen.
I can make it happen, and it's gonna look good too. You're gonna be like, "Yo, did you do that while you were actually doing a stream? How'd you do that?"
So I'm gonna pull up another little article that I saw that I thought was interesting about our Bitcoin ETFs. So this is the largest inflow in a few months from when Bitcoin was like pretty much at its all-time high. And this is surprising, but I mean, look, we have been trending up for a few days, right? Or for at least a couple days. And this is a good sign. Now, kind of ties in, especially when you see crypto.com and they're going to package one with Trump and this made in America. You have large inflows from Bitcoin ETFs. There's, rumors that we're going to see Solana one and XRP and others. And I think that this could be a big eventful year. I have to look it up when the actual deadlines are and applications are in, but I personally don't see most of them until later in the year. But as long as Bitcoin ETFs still stay strong, that's good.
Can I enlighten you with an even better graph? Because I think that one was cute.
Yeah.
But since you're trash talking ETH, I figured I'd.
It wasn't trash talking ETH. I just bought it and I thought it was going to go. Thought it was going to actually stay where it is and easily go up. Instead, it just dropped $1,000.
You're poking it with a stick, going, "Do something."
No, it's all right, because look, I've been through a couple years of this. Stuff goes up and down. You got to zoom out. If you're playing the short game, then you know, you need to act and react a lot quicker. You're in the long game.
Let's talk about
go with the flow.
inflows then. Let's talk about inflows.
All right, let's do it.
So over the last 3 months, where has the largest amount of inflows been on?
That's
almost 15 billion over to Ethereum.
That's man,
that's
unbelievable.
Okay. But it's what's happening. Like that's the thing. Like I'm sure it's unbelievable, but look at this chart, dude. Like it's pretty stinking wild.
It's dominant. Who's in second? What's the second one?
Base.
Look at how far Solana's down, even.
Bro, Solana has a ton of volume because there's a ton of trading, but there's not a ton of inflows.
Yeah.
Hey, watch it. What about the outflows?
What about outflows? No one we know is outflowing any cash back to their accounts right now. Not yet.
That's funny. That's so funny. But I love finding these little gems, right, of pieces of information that are out there that sometimes people don't pay attention to. Like the thing that I was talking about yesterday that I didn't get a chance to share was in regards to how the money printing situation is actually going. It's kicking into high gear around the globe. Like it's a lot. Like look at these numbers. They're insane. So yeah, things are going to pump. Basis for
all your base belongs to us.
That's basically what that meant.
Wasn't there that
printing money? There are inflows into ETH. The price doesn't actually reflect it, so it's definitely been oversold. So now is the time to buy. Is that the financial advice you're providing us with today?
We don't provide financial advice here.
Right.
We provide financial entertainment.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love that. Oh, that's a great way to put it. Financial entertainment.
You heard it right here.
Come out to the stream every day from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, and watch us entertain you by losing money on screen. Is that what we're talking about?
Technically, we have a video of us losing money that Action still has not put out. He is here while we're streaming. How dare he? Editing videos while he's supposed to be here engaging with us, and he's doing an okay job, and then he's going to want to play that video, but the video from 6 weeks ago that we got rugged in ETH Denver still has not surfaced yet. It has not surfaced. Doodle is so upset. He's probably asleep right now and just having nightmares about you not releasing that video. So maybe that'll come out soon.
Wow. Are you saying I should bring it out? Bring it out.
What the so what else do we got in the news? I don't want to talk about. There's no outflows, right? Did you see gold?
Bro, yes, I've seen gold. Freaking insane. How's that moving so much like that? That's just crazy.
What's
when
Peter
was the last
Schiff
time you
saying?
saw gold do this? Was it like, because that okay? Let's you're from the early 1900s. What was this like that back then?
It was, back then it was rough. We had these beat up leather pouches that we would carry all these coins in. They all weighed different. You had no idea. I had little nuggets, and I was with my pants sifting it out back in the day. I did okay.
We're here for you. We're here for you.
A support group for him.
No, for Abbott.
For everyone.
Yeah.
Look at this. We got all-time high after all-time high. That's what for gold, yes. For some of our other stuff, not so much. But no, I mean, look.
Dude, a few months ago, I literally told people, I was like, hey, this is a great buy at Costco. They were selling little gold bars, and it was cheap, and it was worthwhile, and I'm like, glad.
All right, I'm going to lose the train of thought that I wanted to talk about, but because you said Costco and we're going to Dubai. Did you see the video making its rounds, that famous Dubai chocolate that everyone was doing? There's a version that's an ice cream version, and it's at Costco. It says Dubai's famous ice cream or something like that. Look it up. It's supposedly at Costco. I've seen videos of it. Now, that was the unimportant thing that was related to his Costco
I'm
stuff.
sorry, this is very important.
You can pull that up in the background, but what I wanted to say is because we talked a lot about, all right, so like Trump and different things going on, but we have a new person at the SEC, right? What's his name? Paul Atkins?
What
That's
about
the
Paul
guy
Atkins?
for the SEC, right?
Yeah.
So attached to this, and we have all these exchanges. Today, I believe Coinbase applied for a banking license. That's an interesting one, right? So now what's going to happen as we move forward and some of these exchanges we're using for crypto start incorporating more gold, silver stocks, right? What is it? What's the other organization that said that Bitcoin is not a security, not the SEC,
The mob?
CTFC, is that it?
Right.
They were saying and hinting and are talking about opening the stock market to be 24/7.
Yeah,
right?
I saw that.
So 24/7 to get more competitive, and they're being influenced because of crypto. So look at how all these things tie in. You're going to have Coinbase and exchanges eventually having all your favorite stocks, gold, silver, everything across the board, a banking license, and then you're going to be able to do that 24/7. It's really going to put financial investing and power just across the board back into retail's hands. Sure, you could open, a Schwab account or any of these accounts and buy some stuff and do your own sort of thing. But if you have multiple exchanges that you could just tap in and be like, I want to buy some Nvidia, some Bitcoin, some this, some that, whatever. They have a banking license, and there's it, and then it's 24 hours a day.
Dude, like,
what happens to all those people, all those financial advisors that have all these firms that are just working 9 to 5 trading and doing advice? What happens to them?
Advice? You mean taking people's money? Again,
Taking people's money, yeah.
Make this statement time and time again. This is a piece of financial advice that I don't mind giving. When you're researching who to get your advice from, you should always ask the person how much money they make. And if they're not willing to tell you, walk away. If they make less than you, walk away. Because ultimately, why would I take advice from somebody that can't earn as much as I can? So yeah, the researching part of it when it comes to financial advising is kind of important as well, because I've talked to financial advisors that have made me, that have instructed me to make some terrible financial decisions. And I've done both things. I've walked away, but I've also done, you know what? It's a few grand. Let me do this just to see, just to enlighten them and like show them that they're idiots. That was fun. The dude passed me over to his son that was like, taking hit on his dad's footsteps. And I'm like, yeah, you guys know you're just scamming people because you don't know what you're doing, right? I should put out the name of the company that I'm talking about at some point, because it was bad. It was bad, dude. They did all of the financial advising in the world so they could sell life insurance. Like, there's some sketchy stuff out there. Buy some dab and do a review. What does
I'm
that
wondering
mean?
if they're talking about buy a token and do a review, or actually buy some dab concentrate and do a review.
I don't know
do
what
both.
That means.
It means it's activity that we should only be doing not on Genzia's Twitter. That.
Okay. Yep. All right. Advertisers, we just lost you. Thanks.
There we go. Speaking of which, we're going to be in Dubai, and we're going to have a desk. We're going to be broadcasting. We're going to be streaming the whole week. If there's anybody interested in getting their logo on stream, getting a commercial, getting a spot, and getting involved with the Karate Combat stream, maybe joining us on the desk, reach out, because we do have a few spots left. Just a few. So hit us up, and we can help support your project out there. Right, Action?
Right. I literally just feel like the video is okay for me to export. Actually, let's add subtitles to it, because people are going to be watching this without sound. You know how that works, right? You gotta go all out. If you're going to do something, you better do it right. So I'm going to do it right.
Well, are we going to get to watch this video here?
Yeah, I'll play it. I'm just making sure that it's color corrected right now as well.
Well, there
Kind
you
of
go.
crazy how much I do on these things, and always forget about it. It's kind of wild. Like no, like it's crazy to think about. Like I know how to do a lot of this stuff, and people are like, "How did you get to do all of this?" I'm like, I don't know. I just figured it out. Like one day I was sitting at home and I was like, I need to make money. What do I do? And I just learned it.
Hey, do you know anything about this? Justin
About
was asking.
about what? Let me see.
Zora TGE? Or I do not. I would have to look into it and get some.
I'm not
That I
answering
get.
Justin anymore.
Huh.
I am funnier with sound. It'd be pretty hilarious though to do it like.
See, if he does it without any sound, that's where you get to narrate the story and choose the ending.
Oh, actually, that sounds like a great idea. What if we did a live stream and I am live at Token? You guys sit at a computer and I put an earpiece on
And
and
tell
the
which
people
direction
on
to
the
go?
chat not only tells me where to go, but tells me how to grill people. Like, yo, call him stupid. Call him stupid right now. Like, whatever.
Is this going to be
That would
like?
hilarious.
Is this going to be like the crypto version of like Impractical Jokers?
Oh, that's
where
right. Yeah.
we'll be live
That
with
would be
headsets and
amazing.
like be like, "Yo, there's the founder of Telegram. Go harass him about why I don't have my account back." You know, just random. No, that it could actually be pretty cool. Like the almost like you
But
tell
need
the
somebody
direction to
that's
go
willing
and
say,
what to
like,
do.
ludicrous things. Like that, I think that would be the hardest part of it.
That would
Wait,
be
that's
awesome.
me, right?
What?
That's me, right? The person who's willing to say just about anything to anybody.
No, you do have a good way of getting away with saying funny things and people just go with it. And since you've been doing it so often, it's sort of like, I don't want to say it's expected, but it's a little bit expected. So people know that,
I love it when
you're going to have a
That's
you're
my
going to have a good
favorite.
time in the interview. And it makes
Like-
for better than just asking questions and getting boring
I'll give you an
responses.
example. You know how Melina posted a video this morning talking about Cardano? I'm a Cardano girl. I
You
love
are?
how you're trying not to laugh. Yeah, that was her video. Like it's a 10-second video.
Well, I was going to say that you're a Cardano girl. No,
Oh,
you're not.
no,
You're
no,
more
no.
into like, I need to pick a different project, a deep in project.
Yeah, you gotta pick a different one. But no, yeah, I just basically commented on her video like I'm never getting those 10 seconds of my life back.
Oh, shoot.
What can I say? Just too honest. Too honest.
So, where do we go from here, Action? Where do you see the market going?
Where am I? Dude, I told you that things were going to pump yesterday, that things were looking up, and you made fun of me. You said that, like, I'm just trying to be a realist. I'm like, no, things are looking good. This is a good thing. We're going to be okay. And look what happened.
Oh, no, I think we're going to be okay.
I was like short term okay. I know you keep doing.
You're like overnight. You're like overnight. We're okay. No, and hey, good call. Like in the real short term. Do you see us continue this leg up in the 90s? Do you think that we finish
for now
this month? Do you think that when we're in Dubai, we exit and go into May, like mid 90s? Do you see like us pushing, 95 to 100?
When are you supposed to walk away, Scott?
Huh?
When are you supposed to walk away?
When am I?
How's the saying go? What happens in May?
Yeah, I know. But that would mean that we're going to
say it. Like,
no.
This is not like, you need to
no, because you're going to rug me.
I'm not going to rug you. I promise you. Hands up. I got a video I'm still exporting, so don't worry about that.
So we're dumping everything at the end of May. So according to Action, then we're going to keep going through May, and then we're all just going to dump it, and then we're just going to chill for the summer, and then we're going to buy it.
Is what I think will probably happen. So yeah, I am planning on selling a little bit here.
Man, like looking at the chart,
I'm not going to sell everything.
No, I know.
Said a little bit.
Let me go back to the daily.
You want me to share? You up?
Oh, sorry. I was actually doing it on my second monitor as opposed to the other one.
It's moving
behind
in the background.
Me.
I just want to make sure that people can see what you're
looking at. And then May to June. It's actually I don't think we'll have a violent move like we did in November. Sorry if I'm kind of looking off.
No, I don't think it's going to be violent, but I don't think it's going to go crazy.
Over the course of a month, I'm just looking at my chart on daily.
You got to put the chart up so people can see what you see.
I'm looking at a
Do you
different
see
one
what I
because
see? I don't. I don't see it. Now I will.
Daily.
That's better. Now people can actually follow along.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just like it's so much easier. I'm short a monitor too. You know, by the time we get to June, I mean, yeah, I could see us at like 100 back here. I don't think we'll get to a new all-time high or anything. That would be sweet. If we got to a new all-time high, I would take
that would be sweet.
It would be sweet. No, I would definitely take some profits there, and then I would look over the course of the summer to come back in. Wouldn't unload everything, but just seeing how things have been, I would have been like,
bro, get some money. You should ask him to fund you a little bit.
Bill Gates in the house. Somebody, wait, what was the thing you pulled out about SWE? Okay, so going dark, check out SWE, right? We are going to SWE base camp next week. So if you weren't in the stream or didn't hear us before, just comment, hit us up. If there's any projects there that you want us to see or anybody you want us to talk to and you can't make it, we will definitely be there and checking it out. Last year in Paris, man, it wasn't a big conference. It was, it was like small to medium, but it was awesome. There was just a lot of really great games, DeFi. Like it was good. I was worried that they were going to do it in Paris again. And I was like, am I going to have to go to Paris to do that, to be their event? And then when I saw it was in Dubai, I'm like, perfect. Token and that same time. So yeah, just hit us up. We will, we'll get some info for you, but I'm big on that project. What are they at now? 239. They had what, all-time high of like $5 when they ripped.
Yeah.
Around there, give or take a little bit. Yeah, that's when a bunch of us have got in. We bought in early, and then I think I DCA'd a little bit in, actually a little higher than this too. I think overall I'm still up. I'd have to check. Just with the way the market's been, I haven't checked my portfolio like in a few weeks. Although we're at 90K on Bitcoin, I still don't have the urge to open it up and see what it's at. Maybe when we get back to 100, I need Bitcoin to pull my alts up a little bit more, and I don't think we've seen that just yet. So, Action's desperately trying to get this video. Look at this. Yeah, don't look that exactly. Don't look. Maybe if I could just
like, when you watch this video, you're gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't do that. That's hilarious."
So the only way I would look at my portfolio right now is if I could open it and it just opened to Bitcoin, because that is the clear winner for me since I still hold a tiny bit of my original Bitcoin from over a decade ago. So I'm up in that regard. The other ones, I guess DCA was my friend. So it's just when a year ago, I'd say, what was it, last April? Yeah, exactly a year ago, we had lots of, for the cycle at that point, highs, and everyone's portfolio was looking really nice. And then by the summer, I know people that dropped 2, 3, 4 times in what they had and still hasn't made it back up. Like if I was to look right now, is definitely not how it was last year. And maybe if I was trading on a more day-to-day basis, I could have benefited and actually stack some more. But my strategy is usually just DCA. Unless I get bored, then I start, messing with meme coins and low market cap stuff. But DCA has been my friend over the years and has worked out. And yeah, but I'll look at my portfolio when we get to 96 to 97,000. I'll start looking again. That's going to be my run. Yeah, unless that's I accidentally open it by accident. But that's when I'm going to go.
Interesting.
Here, Blue will say it for you. So we sell it in May and walking away.
There it is.
If May was like a new all-time high for Bitcoin, like 120 or something, I'd be running away. In May, I'd sell and I'd be running away. I'd be like, that's it. I'm out of here. Don't talk to me for 3 months. I'll come back in right at the last minute and try to buy before stuff just I'll say it goes parabolic. I'm saying it with no energy because we've used that word for like 3 years nonstop.
Yeah.
I haven't.
I'm pretty done
You know
with
what?
that.
When if it finally does go parabolic, I don't even know if I'm going to be like all that phased or overwhelmed. I'm be like, oh, this is what we were waiting for. We talked about this for 3 years. Then I'll look at my portfolio and change my tune. Then I'll smile. We'll see. We'll get there.
Are you
But
saying you're gonna play that song?
play that song.
That was a joke. Play that song.
We got a singer here. Soon you're gonna get back on the keyboard back there.
We can do that. We can do that anytime for you. Anytime. You want to watch that video?
Yeah, let's see the video that you were working on and show everyone. Give them a preview, or then you posting it on YouTube afterwards.
No, it's probably X. It's less than a minute.
This is so true too. Be so emotionally burnt from the lows and highs that you just feel nothing.
Yeah, we're basically.
It's good to feel nothing during the part of the cycle where you know you don't want to sell and you just go up and down. It sucks
so
towards
true.
the end.
So true. That's why I didn't just make a video. I made sure to add a little bit of flavor to it.
Hey!
That was terrible, but you know what's not terrible? Working with myself and Genzio, getting the word out there about your project, making sure that you're getting found. We are going to be at Token 2049 in Dubai. We're covering a bunch of side events that are happening there. Might be able to squeeze 1 or 2 more in. Just getting that coverage, letting people know what's happening at your event, getting you found, for people to know what it is that you're working so hard on. But the one that I'm most excited about is the commentating desk that we have over at Karate Combat. It is the #1 crypto-powered combat sports league in the world, powered by Hedera, which also happens to be one of our clients, one of the people that actually advertise with us. Still got some opportunities as far as advertising is concerned for you guys to join in. We want to highlight good people. We want to make sure that people that have something good, that are building things that are worthwhile, get found, get mentioned. That's what this is all about for me. It's really encouraging the creators, encouraging the builders, the people that actually have something of value to share with others, to be found, to get the word out there, and ultimately, well, change the space for the better. If you're interested, reach out. Would love to get a DM from y'all. Would love to connect and talk to any of you that might be interested in getting something done.
Awesome.
How was that?
That was a great video, and it is so true. We are going to be in Dubai, and we are working with some amazing, amazing clients and people with Genzio. And yeah, I'm excited. And I'm excited to see and work with see more people get involved, more projects get involved, and excited to work with many more coming up.
No, it's gonna be a blast, dude. It's gonna be such a good time. Like, I can't wait for. Hang on, you're probably trying to rug me. I am gonna go ahead and set the outro just in case you forget.
I'm not. We could
Set
truce.
outro
We could
video.
truce since it's just 2 of us.
I'll just rug myself. It's okay. This is awesome. Like, I gotta say, like, this is one of the highlights of like my mornings, is actually rugging people just for fun. I know there's people that message me like, bro, like, I'm watching till the end just to see who gets rugged. This is a good thing. This is a really, really good thing.
It's a standoff. There's a truce today. We have a truce.
I promise I won't rug you.
We'll end same time.
Yeah, we can end the same time. We can do that. All right. Here's my little request. If y'all are on chat, Mr. Abbott over there, what do we got? Well, we're gonna go there. It's your channel. You need to read your things out loud, not me.
Hold on a second. I just lost my screen. Almost on purpose.
I'm falling, I can't get up. That's what that sounded like, by the way. You sounded like you were, 6
So,
years old.
I guess to wrap it up, today's looking good. Markets are up for once.
For once
in a while. Just hold on. Don't get shaken out. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the positivity of the day. We'll see if this continues. Hopefully it does. I don't know if you have anything else to throw in the mix action. I really don't. I mean,
I would have to quote Good Charlotte and say y'all should hold on if you feel like letting go.
And on that note,
come on.
What is it? Lyrics.com over here is
Dude, there's always a song for things. Always, always. Not always a good one, but there's always a song.
So tomorrow we will be back at the normal time, 11 a.m. Central, 12 Eastern, 9 Pacific.
If you
in case you don't want to do the math.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out Dabatola's channel, make sure to do so. YouTube.
Yeah, hang out, sub on YouTube.
Yeah, do that because
I like the chat on YouTube versus Twitter, even though we can see both.
I just got a text message saying that like, yo, you don't, am I not giving quality content like the chats that I'm sending in? And I'm like, dude, like sometimes the chats from X are not showing up on StreamYard, so we don't see it, which is a little.
Oh man, that's I mean, because I see some of them, but that's I'm gonna try to have the stream opened in another window next time so I could try to interact with both.
Yeah.
I popped out the chat for YouTube, but we'll have to do that for X. Hopefully this will get a little bit better at some point. But yeah, no.
You know what?
Yeah.
We haven't done
sub
a
on
giveaway.
YouTube and chat.
We haven't done a giveaway. All right, so make sure as soon as this video is over on YouTube, leave a comment. Not just like chatting on YouTube, like leave a comment so the algorithm sees that people are actually watching the video over. If you don't have anything to do, go ahead and play it back from beginning to end so that the algo likes Scott a little bit more here. There's a lot that you can do to get things pumping, and yeah, we appreciate any help y'all can provide because how much? Give me a number.
What? A number of what?
Are we doing hundreds or thousands? Pick one.
Hundreds of what?
Just pick one.
Thousands?
Okay, all right. I'm gonna give out all out of my own money $1,000 and all.
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Genzio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a house.
No, we do not understand.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We're back at the Genzio Media House.
Oswald, thanks so much for joining us today.